Welcome to the Cornerstone Project. I love this house because it is for a family that's originally from Washington, so very West Coast inspired, but now they are very much so in the heart of Texas, not far from the Stockyards. So there was this really fun fusion of West Coast meets Texas. And I think from the outside in, we wanted to just celebrate that. Cannot wait to show you guys what this one looks like. Follow me. Okay, so some of our projects, we do all of the things. On this one, we did some of the things. So instead of doing design build, we did design. We even got to help on the architectural side very early on, collaborating with the layout and some of the elements like this rock wall that we got to put in the house. I love it because when you open these big modern black doors, you're instantly like contrasting with this warm, welcoming organic material, which is much more like her. But then he lies those clean, crisp lines just like these like doors and windows do. Another thing that I loved with the layout and when we were working with the architect was this piano lounge. Never got to do a piano lounge before, so we wanted to have a spot where their grand piano could have a distinct place to be. I like that it's off to the side, has its own room and moment, but it also is really acoustically friendly, if that's even a phrase, in this house. It really carries sound beautifully throughout this home. And I love that it's connected to what we call the lounge. In the lounge, we're connected to the piano room, but then we also have this divider between us and the family room and the kitchen. This room, we didn't need a formal dining room. We also didn't want a formal sitting room because, really face it, whoever sits in a formal sitting room. But we definitely took a different spin on it. We went a lot more light and airy here. I remember one conversation with her. She was like, is it gonna feel like we're living in a cave? Is it gonna feel like too stony? And I'm so excited that they just trusted the process and they went with what we recommended, putting the rock in. I love the over grouted look that kind of slurries on top of the stone. It's beautiful. It helps it feel relaxed. We also did on the design side all of the furniture and decorating in these spaces. So in this room, we wanted to go with some swivel chairs. I love how it all came together. I feel like it makes a lot of sense, but it also gives them a lot of different living opportunities in this layout. So in the kitchen, I love how big it is, but it also feels cozy. One of the ways that we did that is we built these fur downs from the ceiling. Instead of having kind of like that empty spot above the 10-foot cabinet to the 12-foot ceiling and it being a dust collection trap, we added in that extra drywall. And I feel like when you get those recessed cabinets, it takes this room that can feel super grand and like overpowering, and it helps you kind of get this like warm, fuzzy, comfortable feeling in it. This is a massive island. Had a lot of fun with like how we were doing the Rift-sawn wide oak with like the Luxe gold finishes, with the matte black hardware, with the concrete looking pendants, just all of those things together. They're not matchy, but it feels collected, it feels thought about, it feels intentional. And I love how this room interacts with both the lounge that we just came from, but also the dining room behind me. So in the dining room, I really love how much sunshine it gets. It's absolutely beautiful. Goes right outside to the hero of this place, which is the property. They do have 3 kiddos, and kiddos have friends and cousins. And so everything is thinking about durability and performance. So like these leather dining chairs. So you might look at them and be like, oh my gosh, they're white. Marinara sauce and kids don't mix with white. Well, they can just wipe them down. I love how we paired it with this white oak dining table, very sleek lines. I love the pedestal on this thing. The legs are beautiful. I also love this piece by Tyler Gwynn. He is such a talented artist. I love how his pieces have tons of texture. They all have a story. I always highly encourage everyone to go read the meaning behind the pieces that he creates. This one is no exception. It's beautiful. And I feel like it just ties this whole space together. And now coming into the great room, or as we call it, the family room. One more stone wall. I love how we brought in the same stone that's actually sourced locally from this area around DFW. But then we paired it with like kind of this natural organic look, also with like the buff looters, like capstone right here. I love how these all go together because this is like very him and this is very her and just feels connected. I love even just adding it with, it is a wood burning fireplace with all of the oak wood ready to go. We are coming into fall and winter when you're thinking about all things cozy. And so they are fully stocked probably for a few winters. But I just love the extra texture that it adds where, I mean, it was beautiful before we stocked it full of firewood, but now after the fact, feels awesome. So we created all these different seating moments. You can even sit actually on the hearth of the fireplace. Really, really easy for like 12 adults to be in here without breaking a sweat. And that's even not including like the dining counter stools and chairs and stuff like that. So I really do just love how this room, while it does feel great in scale, it just feels like somewhere you can come, take your shoes off, kick your feet up, have a great conversation, and linger the night away. To the master suite, we have like a couple of these alcoves where we can drop in family pictures, pieces of art. We really wanted to start changing like the feeling, but tying into those main living areas because it is like you can actually see one room from the other if you're standing the right way. But in here, we wanted to bring in those same earth tones. We have the greens, grays, blues, the camels. We have this beautiful canopy bed. I love these Rift-sawn nightstands. We have like his and her valets, like just to drop your jewelry and stuff like that at the end of the day on either side of the nightstand. And I just love like the chaise over in the corner. It's just like there's a lot of different breakouts in this room. One of those easy ways to like warm up your house is with things like these reclaimed doors. It just helps like that new construction feel more approachable. All of these things, like the hammered finish on this floor lamp, they just help soften this room and start giving you like this feeling of being more and more relaxed, like you're in this warm retreat. Outdoor patio is the ultimate hangout. This wasn't going to be a massive space, even though the ceilings definitely help us feel like it's massive, but trying to get living, dining, and cooking out here was a unique challenge, but I feel like we solved it. So we do have this full dining set for 8, or if you're coming over to watch the game, another family's coming over, probably gonna land over here or in the pool. Who are we kidding? But also we have like the outdoor kitchen right here. So as you're cooking up burgers, serving the kiddos that might be on the trampoline or pool, it just feels like everything's collected. And while we're like in pretty close quarters out here, it feels like we have plenty of walkway, plenty of space. And that was a unique challenge that I am glad we were able to solve. Now we're on the other side of the house. So this is where his office is. He can work from home frequently. So we wanted to make sure and have him in a spot where acoustically it made sense, having some separation from those main living areas so that the family can live hard here. I love that while he didn't need a ton of storage, primarily just like his book collection, I love that like it created this moment like for art. Also love that depending on what he's working on back here, he's gonna have like kind of more of his desktop situation out here, reading or laptop, more fluid. Also had like this sitting area for him with, you know, the floor lamp, the little side table, so he can just read, reflect in here, study, work. And then it also has like this fun pivot door. It's such a cool room. I hope it just inspires him with all the things he needs to do out of this room. I love this game room, and they actually have a really cool pool table and arcade games that are gonna go here. So just kind of imagine those with me. This is here, the stand-up arcade games are there. Puzzle table back there, because that's something their daughter loves to do. But in this room, we wanted to not just hero it on the TV, even though this, obviously the sectional is here to have movie night. But right when you come in from the entry doors, I love that what you see is this gallery wall. Each of these things means something to them and to their story. And then also, it is young kids. There is popcorn nearby, so performance fabrics like times infinity in here. So from the accent chair to the sectional to the different pillows, we wanted to have very family-friendly fabric choices. And I love the combination of materials, and I feel like it does just that, but with the right level of chic and cool. I'd hang out in here. One reason that we named it Cornerstone is there is a lot of stone in this house, and it is on like a corner of their development. But also, like, we wanted to really speak true to who they were and where they came from, being that Pacific Northwest. We kind of gave it this southern warmth, but then we kept everything clean and crisp like you could expect for some of the architecture and design styles. I'm just excited for them to have a place like to call home for as long as they want. But this really can feel like a forever home where they can feel settled, where they can feel like they have a firm foundation, and it's been a joy and an honor to do this for them, and we're very excited to hand the keys to them later today.